Hey guys, it's Elessa and welcome to Elessa TV. So I haven't been on this channel in like a year, and I know it's like so bad of me, but one, I couldn't log in, I couldn't get in, and two, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with this channel, but I've decided that I'm going to continue doing what I am on this channel. So thank you so much to all my subscribers and followers on this channel, and I'm really sorry to those of you guys who did write to me in the message section on this channel. I just couldn't get in. I didn't realize how much this channel was like actually worth to you guys, and so I read all of the questions, and like there's so many of them, and I just felt like I needed to open this channel up again because it just felt right. So the very first question that I got was about relationships and about going back to that same guy, like constantly. You know, he hurts you, you come back. You guys date, he's like, I don't want anything serious. You guys go separate ways. He dates, you kind of hang around or whatever. You guys become friends. And then they break up and you come back. You keep coming back. And the question was, why do I keep coming back, and should I keep coming back? And to somebody that's outside, the big answer is no, you should not come back. You are not his plaything, you're not his toy, you are not his safety blanket. And when I say his, it's because I'm referring to like a particular question. But in general, you should not go back, because the mentality is if you are dating somebody, you guys break up, and you know that that person that you broke up with will always come back to you, you will never treat them with the same respect as somebody that you're worried about losing. It's kind of like when you negotiate. Say you're negotiating for like a car or something like that. You automatically do not have the upper hand if you can't walk away. If you cannot bargain to get a car and you're like, oh my God, but if I say the wrong thing, I'm going to lose it, then you're going to lose that negotiation. And that's kind of the same thing with a relationship. Like if you feel like you're going to lose that relationship with that other person, you're not going to mess around with it to potentially lose it. So my advice is to just cut all ties with this person, because they're using you. They're just walking all over you, treating you like a rug, and they don't respect you. The reason why you are constantly going back there is probably three things. One, you never got the closure that you deserved. Two, you always, kind of not the closure thing, but you always wonder. So you're like, well, I need to know. And three, it's probably because of the confidence that you've lost because of that person. So the way to solve that is to, one, either decide if you really need that closure. If you don't get the closure, you're always going to wonder. But at the end of the day, it's going to be one of those things where you already know the answer. They're just using you. They don't really care about you, because if they really cared about you, they wouldn't string you along. They wouldn't like call you up and try to be all cute and everything like that, because they know that you're going to reject them. But if you don't reject them, they're like, oh, I'm just going to call her up. She'll always be around. She's like my safety blanket. And you don't want to be that person. You deserve so much more than just being a safety blanket and just waiting around. They may be like, yeah, we're just friends. Let's hook up. Let's just, you know, do our own thing. You do you, I do me kind of thing. And then when they need you, they call you. That's not okay. That's not how a relationship works. A relationship is 50-50. You guys rely on each other, you need each other, and you're always there for each other, not when it's convenient for the other person. Now, another thing is the confidence that they've broken that you used to have. Now you're like, I need this person. You're constantly trying to get that respect from them. You're constantly trying to get that approval from them. You need to back away from it and say, you know, I don't need your approval. I'm strong, I'm independent, and I don't need you. Now, I know it's very hard, but I think it's one of those things that you have to understand in your head, and then you're like, light bulb, I totally get it, and you just stop doing it. So you kind of have to, you have to explain that to yourself, tell yourself you don't need this person, they're not making you a better person, they're just hurting you and they're bringing you down. And unfortunately, when you're constantly thinking about this person, your whole life will be brought down. So you don't need them. Just, if they try to call you, tell them you're busy. They try to call you, just ignore them. They'll get the message. Because I think eventually, in the long run, it's going to do you so much better than just constantly going back to this person. Because it's going to be the same. I mean, put yourself in their shoes. If you had somebody constantly like hanging around you, doing everything that you wanted, and then you're like, peace out, get away from me. And then they leave and they're like, oh, just kidding, I'm kind of lonely, I need you. You're always going to treat that person the same way. So if you're on the other hand and you're that person, they're going to treat you the same way. So bottom line, decide if you can get closure, if you need closure. That's very important. 2, find your own self-respect. Don't look to them to find the confidence that you need. You find that inside. That's all you. You don't need them. And 3, you've got to see, why do you keep coming back? Do you come back because you didn't get that closure? Because you can't find anybody else? It's all because of what's inside. Like, what do you shine outward? And that's why I was talking about the beauty within. Like, if you're happy, you're beautiful, you're feeling good inside, that's going to shine outward. If you feel like, gosh, they're the only person that'll love me and they're the only person that'll care about me, nobody's going to hear that. You're going to go on a date and you're going to be like, yeah, so I am totally happy because John loves me, and if he doesn't love me, I'm nothing. You know, you don't do that stuff, right? So you've got to love yourself, and it all boils down to that. Like, you've got to look inside yourself and say, you know, I don't need this person anymore. They're using me, and I don't have time for that. Because you know what? If someone is looking at you kind of interested, and they're like, gosh, you know what? That girl constantly just keeps going back to John or to whoever, and I don't know, to Michael, or I have no idea. So if they just keep going back to that person, you're not going to want to date them. And if you're a girl looking at a guy who's doing that, like, gosh, he's always going to Sasha, I don't want to get involved in that. It's the same thing. So my advice at the end of the day is that they don't love you, they don't care about you, and you deserve so much more than that. So don't try to convince yourself that they really do care about you, they haven't realized it yet, because it's not worth it. I think if it's meant to happen, it's just going to happen. I'm sure some of you guys out there have some stories where it totally did happen. So I want to know what you guys think, what your experiences are, down below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to message me with your questions and comments, and I will do my best to answer them. Thanks, guys, and I will see you later. Bye!